Imagine you can have it all. Abundance, joy, prosperity. Well, you can. All you need is an hour with our next guest. Stay with us, because I promise you at the end of this, you are going to feel like a warrior goddess, a warrior god, or any warrior you feel you want to be. Come on. Right, welcome Mel.
Hello, Mel.
Oh, you said Mel. I thought that was the last guest. You can actually put that on. That's quite cool.
Well, I don't know how she's doing, but I'm doing great. I was like, Mel.
Yeah.
And then I went, Mel.
Did you go, Mel? Oh, I'm so sorry about that. That was the last person.
I'm sure she's fine.
She's lovely. There's a backhand
Emily
in there somewhere. Emily. Right, let's...
Back in the room.
Back in the room. Okay, so hi, welcome Emily.
Hello, thank you so
Welcome.
much for having me. Really great to be here.
Good. So I can't think of anybody who doesn't want prosperity, who doesn't want success in their life. Now, that's what you do.
I do, but you would be surprised.
Really?
Yes, you would be surprised. There's many people that actually unconsciously they don't want prosperity because they have negative beliefs around it, around money, around riches. So actually, we say that everybody wants it, but people, they might say it consciously, but unconsciously they don't, and that's why they repel it, and that's not why they're not living it. So it's an interesting thing.
Wow, how interesting is that? Yeah.
Strong.
Yeah. Isn't
Coming
it?
hot.
So how do you kind of ascertain? So just a little bit about what it is that you do.
Yeah. Okay, so I work predominantly with spiritual entrepreneurs, which is women mainly that are choosing business as a vehicle to do their work in the world. They're purpose-driven, they're here with a mission. So I help them to create that prosperity and success, because that can be the aspect that often eludes them. They're great at what they do, they're tuned into the divine, they're doing all the things, but when it comes to actually creating in the material world, they struggle. And if you can't build the material world things, then you can't build a business, because a business that's purpose-driven, it's still, we're living in the 3D world, aren't we? We've got to get to the point where we can actually kind of walk both paths, growing spiritually and then also creating materially, and that's where I help people to create the life that they know that they were born for.
I guess with spiritual people, from my experiences, when they're, training in modalities like massage and healing, they come from a place of empathy. It's all about, supporting that person. And they don't necessarily, unless they've come from a corporate background or a business background, you don't really get taught that. It's something that you have to learn.
And also, again, it's that thing, isn't it? It's that, they want to... A lot of women that have got spiritual gifts, they go into business because sometimes it's not actually what they even want to do. It's just, oh, well, this is what I have to do. So they go down the entrepreneurial path. And to be honest, it's not for everybody. Yeah. It really isn't. For every spiritual person, like, business isn't always the way. But, I'm just going on a tangent here, but this is the main bit that I help people with initially, is really tapping into their purpose, their desire. Because when you tap into that, business may or may not be part of the agenda. It might be charity work, it might be all different avenues, but then people's, again, limiting beliefs think, oh, well, how am I going to make money? But actually, that's not up to us to decide that. If you've got a destiny and you've got a desire, there's a way to create it. And my personal view is that we're all meant to be abundant. So it's not like business is the only way for me to create prosperity. So it's really about tuning in. Is business something you even actually want? Because it isn't for some people.
No, exactly. So I've got two questions here then. So let's
probably
start.
One of my questions.
Yeah, probably is. But I just want to ask this because I'm interested. Why? Because I can see your passion. I can see your passion already, why with spiritual entrepreneurs?
Because, okay, so I'll back up. Rewind.
Yeah.
So my background, sales.
Yeah.
I was in recruitment. I'm just a natural salesperson, so I was always really good at that. At the age of 21, I went for a job interview, and I basically convinced the man to set me up, to financially back me to start my own consultancy. I didn't have a plan to do it. I was just so good at selling. I sold him a whole business, and that's when I started going into the business world myself. I'll be honest, that's another story, but I kind of messed that up eventually. You know, so again, it's learning curve. Part of what I'm here to do, part of my design is experimenting, failing, and, you know, doing all the things that don't work to get to the things that do. And so when I wasn't like really on my spiritual path at all, I was into money, boys, business, partying, you know, clothes. It was all that material world things. And when I had my daughter later on in life, it wasn't a big story. I just started on my spiritual journey. Why are we here? And those kind of questions. And I started learning about law of attraction. And I never read The Secret, and I've never read it since because I don't really like that book, to be honest. It was more like Abraham Hicks and Wayne Dyer, that type of stuff. And I was hooked. It was like something in my spirit just knew this is what I was here to do. I read every single book. I would just speak it to everyone, and it just became part of who I was. And so it was the obvious choice really to start a business and to put that together. So that's what I did. And the reason why I'm here to work with spiritual entrepreneurs, they don't have to be spiritual in the sense that it's not necessary. I mean, well, what is spiritual really? Yeah. Someone who is aware, someone who has a desire, someone actually, I'd say, take out the spiritual, more purpose-led. That's really who I want to work with, people who are here to actually make a difference. But success and spirituality is hand in hand, because you won't create real success without the spiritual side of it. You might create worldly goods, but I just think that, you know, we're here to awaken, to remember who we are. So that's why those two go together. Yeah. You know, but like I said, a lot of people I work with, they're not necessarily spiritual. Some are really, I mean, that word really is just so vague anyway, isn't it?
Yeah. Cool.
What was your second question?
And my second question was probably the same one as you. So you start off by looking at people's purpose. So how do you identify that? Because there are so many people out there. And I know I've been that person where you just feel so stuck and you're like, what am I here to do?
Yes. Yeah. For me, I mean, I still sometimes ask that question because we get disconnected and we evolve, don't we? So our vision, it evolves as we do. Your vision can only be at a certain level as your beliefs, because the big vision that maybe you're here to create, you can't even tap into that because you wouldn't think it was possible. So for me, whenever I feel that disconnection or I feel like it's time for that up level, or if I'm working with someone, it's just basically to go into a meditation, nothing fancy, just a place where you can access your pure consciousness and journal and write all of it. I mean, it's some people call it like the land of plenty. It's like, you know, people have used that. It's not something I've just made up myself. Yeah. And it's just really about seeing what's in your consciousness for you to create and what you would love. It's really about what you would love. If you were like, oh, well, I want to create this amount of money and I want to create this because it's in here, that's not coming from your heart, and you just won't have that fuel to be able to move through the obstacles because, as you know, entrepreneurship, doing your work in the world, spiritual growth, it's messy, isn't it? It's not easy.
No,
it's messy.
We talk about that, don't we, every week? And what you're saying is so true. I mean, my husband and I had a business for 13 years, and at the beginning, we put our heart and our souls into it. And it moved forward in a way that we used to laugh and think, how?
Yeah.
How did we get that? Because we shouldn't have got it. Do you know how I mean? And then towards the end of it, our hearts were not in it.
And then
it was such a struggle.
Yeah. And who wants to do that? We came here to have fun and enjoy life, not to struggle.
Yeah.
No. You know, struggle is optional. Effort, energy, uncomfortableness. Uncomfortable. Is that
any words go in this place?
Yeah, you know what I mean. They are part of it, but struggle doesn't. It's not necessarily.
It's not, is it?
Not necessarily part of it. But I do think it's finding what you would love. And to me, love is the fuel behind it all. You know, some of the things that I really teach, it's about desire, not just about what do I want, but the energy. Like, to me, it's just this energy of, oh, this is exciting and I love this. And, you know, so desire, not just let me write a list of all the things that I want, actually what lights your soul up. And then finding, you know, conviction in that, because if you haven't got belief, then really what have you got? It's the belief. And I would say conviction, belief, the frequency of the desire. Because if I just go back before conviction, we've got to find the frequency of it. When we find the frequency and we just put that into our day-to-day life and we choose that frequency like we choose our outfits, and you do that every day, the struggle disappears, and it happens easily. Because a lot of people, they're like, I want this and I'll be happy when. No, actually, it doesn't work like that. Get happy now, get abundant now, get prosperous now, feel successful now, because we create successful things every minute of the day, don't we? Me just breathing, that's a success. Like, what an amazing achievement that I'm just breathing and I haven't got to do anything around it, and I'm just abundantly breathing. You know, when we tap into that success, we become success. And I think that's probably one of the main things that I teach, that you are it now. You haven't got to become it. Like, you are that, and it's just accessing that frequency and that conviction.
It is that, isn't it? It's tapping into not lack but creativity.
Yes.
Tapping into what you have got rather than what you haven't got.
And we've all got everything. Like, we've got everything we need right now.
Yeah.
There's nothing outside of us, but our conditioning, we forget. And even I, who teach this work, I forget. You know, it's a constant journey of forgetting, remembering. You know, that's how we grow, isn't it? You know, I forget. Yeah. But I forget now for like 5 seconds, 5 minutes maybe, whereas previously I'd forget for like 5 months.
Do you know, that's really encouraging to hear that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know whether you feel like this as well, Kerry, but I suppose all we have to do is look back at our group that we have, and you can see some days some of us are like here, and then we go boom, and then we go back up again, and then we're boom, and then and it makes you feel...
It's difficult to keep the consistency. And obviously, if you look at like the energetics and the what's going on collectively, if you want to look at it like that way, it is very difficult to maintain consistency. But I guess we have to drop every now and again, and we have to honour those
but
moments.
Is it a drop, or is it your body just saying, I need to get off this ride for a bit? I mean, I love a nap. Like, I love a nap. Like, you know, let me just go and have a sleep and everything will be fine after that. But, you know, and I might have a day all day, I'm watching Harry Potter, I'm napping, you know, and if that's what it takes. So is it a drop, or is it that we're trying to maintain a frequency that isn't what we're supposed to be maintaining in that moment?
Yeah.
But then I suppose we are maintaining the frequency if we're doing something that's feeding our soul.
Yeah, exactly that. You know, I think that pushing forward and doing things. Now, I also do believe that discipline is a part of spiritual growth and mastering the material plane. And discipline is a word that I actually hated. And it's only recently I'm like, I get it now. Discipline doesn't mean restriction. It actually means freedom. Whereas before, you tell me to do something and it's like discipline. Oh, no. I'm fighting against that. But actually, discipline of our mind, discipline of our actions, like you said, it's actually a discipline to go and take yourself off and go and have a day off, or go out in nature, or have a nap, or like watch some rubbish on TV. You know, that's a discipline, isn't it, actually?
Yes.
Yeah, it is. So what kind of things do you find people kick back against?
Oh, lots of themselves, basically.
Yeah.
I think what it is that we've, like, our subconscious, it can only create what it accepts. So our subconscious, all our conditioning, our experiences, it tells us so many things. So a lot of people, they try to change things here, they try to force. But actually, I mean, when you work with the nervous system, that's a big part that what I do. I think people push back against it because it's their ego pushing back, because it doesn't feel safe. It feels scary. There's some kind of unconscious desire underneath. So when we, for example, you know, you want to create a successful business, but the part of you thought, I can't deal with it's too much responsibility, I could lose it, I might fail, I've had to work through this one, I'm going to lose it. People think that with money, I'm going to lose it all, or I mess it all up. So you can do all the work on this part of it, but if your unconscious is flowing with the desires, actually, I want to stay safe and small, and I don't want to be successful, and I don't want to be rich, I just want to be here and just fester, you know, because that feels safe. So we have to, like, slowly work with our nervous system. As you know, I mean, I know, I'm not saying to you because I know you know this as well, and I think that people push and force. And it's funny, this is one thing I find with entrepreneurs like this, is that their work that they do with people, they say all of these things and they guide people and help people, and then do the complete opposite when it comes to the business side. You know, they start doing everything that they would not tell their clients to say. And I say to them, what would you tell your clients? Yeah. And they say, well, I'll tell them to go and rest, or to do this, get out in nature. I'm like, well, what are you asking me for then? Go and do that. Because you know the answer. You're just going against that and you're kicking back. But it's a lot. There's subconscious, unconscious desires going on, and it's a lot to pick out, really. And it's why it's a lot of work, isn't it, this inner work?
Oh,
It
yes.
is.
And it
Yeah.
never ends, because it doesn't matter what level you get to. You know, there's times I'm like, I've cracked this. I've got the codes to life for me. I've cracked this. And 2 months later, I'm like, what the earth is going on?
It's almost like the universe goes, really? Oh, no, I know.
I think I think it gets easier. I think the more you level up and the more work you do, when something does arise, you go, okay, I've got the tools, and you move through it a bit quicker.
You do, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Like I said, what would take you 5 months takes you 5 minutes. It's that self-awareness, isn't it? And I think it is just the awareness where people are walking in two worlds. They're working their world, and then they're trying to create this business, and it's everything they've ever known goes out the window. And it's just coming back into remembrance. Actually, let me just forget about all these business things. There's so much noise, mass consciousness, the coaching industry. I mean, you know, I don't know if you identify as being in the coaching industry, but for me, I'm just like, no, I cut ties with it, because people tell you how to market, how to create, and it's all made up. But then we're like, oh, I've got to do it. Oh, no, I fell into this trap. Oh, I've got to do it like this. I've got to... No, and, you know, why do we fall into that when we know that's not how creation works?
Yeah.
But again, part of the journey.
Sorry,
is.
backtrack a second. When you say about the coaching industry and the marketing, what do you mean?
So, okay, so we've got a lot of people are coaches. I would
Yeah.
class myself as a coach, but you've got a coach and then the coaching industry. If you look, I mean, if you're following people that teach you how to market and sales and business, it's like coaches teaching coaches, and there's nothing wrong with that at all.
Right.
But it's a lot of conditioning, and it's like you've stepped out the conditioning of the world and you've stepped into the conditioning of the coaching industry. And again, this might not be relevant for people but you could say that as healers. It's like I see people that do, you know, maybe they class themselves as a Reiki healer or whatever, and they charge the same amount as that person, and then they do it the same as that, and then they're you know, and it's like, well, actually, you've just been conditioned by this industry, and it's about actually like stepping back into us as divine beings, and we're not ruled by anything unless we allow it to rule us.
Yes.
And again, I fall into these traps. This is not... I think we can only be a teacher if you have experienced those things.
Yeah.
If not, you wouldn't know, would you?
So are you saying that it's about you stepping into your individuality,
Yes.
and tapping into what feels right for you to market yourself?
Yes, 100%. And also, our beliefs create our reality. If you believe I've got to post every day to get clients, that's what you'll create. If you believe that I have to package things up this way in order to be successful, that's what we'll create. If I decide this strategy is the best strategy since sliced bread, and that's going to work for me, and I have conviction around that, it will work. It's just our
Exactly.
conviction
Yes.
around it. That is it.
That's it, isn't it? And I get so confused. I fall into this trap. I get so confused with, I know in my heart, and I sometimes ignore my intuition, and I don't know whether
Yes.
you do this, Kerry. I ignore it
I've
because
done
I
that
think,
loads.
no, there are people that know about this more than I do.
Yeah. I fall
And
into
so
that. Yeah.
I get confused.
And honestly, because it's mass consciousness, and a lot of people, we're open beings, we're picking up unconsciously all of this crap from everywhere. But it is about coming back to know, what is it that I want? How do I want it? And what do I believe? The only reason why those people who teach you that are successful is they've got conviction in their strategy, and that's why it worked. That was it.
Intuitive marketing.
Yes, I
Yes.
like that,
Yes.
Kerry.
That's what it is.
Yes, it is. And also as well, is that we, like, I believe that, you know, we are God, like we are God-forced beings. And how on earth can a God-forced being be put into a box to say, oh, only these few strategies work? I mean, that's ridiculous. We, like, you know, we are creators. We can create absolutely anything. So how ridiculous of us, and I do this as well, to think, oh, I've got to do it like this for it to work. I mean,
Yes.
you know, how can we just limit ourselves so much?
If I could sing now, I would sing I Did It My Way.
Yes, I would love you to sing.
That would be great. That's what's just come into my
Yes.
head, you know.
Yeah.
I did it my way, because that's it, isn't it? Can I go back again?
Yes,
Just
sorry,
for
I'm a bit
minute?
of a-
No,
I'm
no,
a
no, I'm
tangent.
like that. I'm keeping myself not going with you on
Yeah.
that, because poor Kerry
Bring
would
it
be
back.
having to pull us both back from the ceiling.
I'm trying to anchor you both right now.
So I just want to go back to that, finding what we really want again. I know you said about journaling and everything, but I'm just thinking, if I'm sitting at home now and I'm thinking, okay, right, this is getting me a bit excited.
Yeah.
how am I going to find that again? Just will you go back over that again? Just
Yes.
that beginning
The beginning
seed
desire
almost.
part, yes.
Yeah.
First of all, I think we finding our desires way more complicated because we're trying to get it right.
Yes,
Oh, I've got to get it right. Well, that
exactly.
doesn't look like right. How would that work? All of that. But if you just came back to a point where what would I absolutely love? What would I love? I'll give you an example. So I did this meditation recently again. Now, in this, I was riding horses, right? And I am so scared of horses. I was like, well, this can't be. Because just part of the exercise, you have to just write whatever comes through. You have to make it up. And that's the whole bit. It's like tapping into your intuition just by letting it come out and not filtering. I was like, horses, you know. And then later on in this scene, because I was journaling this whole scene and I've got this husband and this house and then we was going on a bike ride. I can't ride a bike. So I'm like, why is this in my, you know, my
Yeah.
land of plenty? But actually, when I sat with it later, it was because me, in my fullness of my desires, actually I have no fears because I don't do things sometimes because I'm scared or I might fall off the horse or can't ride a bike. And so it bypassed actually what I think was possible. And so obviously they're just incidental. So they're not something that like, right, well, I could do. I'm going to go on horse riding lessons, but that wasn't part of it. I had a foundation. Now, this foundation came through 2 years ago in the same exercise, and it comes through the same, where I pair girls from disadvantaged backgrounds with successful entrepreneurs. And it's this foundation for girls called Power Starts, giving them a power start in life. I would never have thought of that, but I was just writing and just allowing what came through. You know, multimillionaire, because that's what I used to say to my mum and dad, this time next year, I'll be a millionaire. You know, I used to sell straighteners on market stalls, and I've done every last couple like wheeler and dealer and all of that, you know. So to me, that wasn't a surprise. But, you know, there were surprising things and things I always knew. My business. But with the business, it wasn't like you are going to sell this, and this. It was just very kind of like not vague, specific, but more of a feeling rather than a specific thing. And then you can work with it. So once you've got that section, what you do, you go through it all and you find the different areas. So you look at what come through on business, what came through in my relationships, and you write a statement for each one. So it could be, I'm choosing to become a millionaire, because if you say I am, for some people that might be, the subconscious is like, well, no, you're not. So then in the morning, you just tap into the energy of that, choose to be a millionaire, and you visualise and tap into the energy, and you do that for each one, and that is the process in the fullness.
Oh, interesting.
So, yeah.
But you just have to do it, because it's very hard to talk about it. You've got to just do it and see what comes up, and you'll be surprised, but also not surprised in some stuff.
Yeah, I'm going home tonight
Yes.
to journal. So you just sit with a piece of paper, literally.
Yeah, but if you can do whatever you do to get yourself accessing out of here, so whatever meditation you might want to, and then just make it up. And just see what comes through.
Write a story.
Yes.
Craig, this is what you're doing tonight.
But it's so fun, and you'll be surprised. But then the secret is, once you know that, you write your statement and you sit with those every morning, because it gets you into the frequency of that desire. Now, some things, this foundation, I'm like, okay, well, I might not do anything with that right now. So it's not like you have to, but you let your subconscious start to create it. That's it. You don't have to figure it out. You don't have to say, well, what am I doing now? You let your subconscious start to create it. You allow yourself to become in the frequency. You become an energetic match for all of those things, and who knows where that journey will take you. You just follow each step and just live your life.
Yeah.
It's as easy as that.
Wow.
Just live your life.
It's like making a cake.
Yeah,
Yes.
just like making a cake.
What do you think it's like to feel abundant?
What do I think it's... So for me, it's something that you can't really put into words, for me personally, because I'm a very feeling person. So what do you think abundance feels like?
Well, we've been talking about this recently, and this is why I've asked you this question. For me, yes, money is great because it gives you choices. Like the abundance of having good people around you, creating amazing memories, and, having a roof over your head and friendships and all those kind of things, to feel abundantly content and happy with that, really. And I know abundance is very different for every single person.
The thing is, for me, so it's that and all of that. It's
Yeah.
the money, the relationships, the happiness, the joy. It's all of that. But I think some people are like, well, I had a conversation with someone, they said, look, I'm just happy, you know, I've got my house, I'm just happy with that. And there's nothing wrong with that. But at the end of the day, I felt like I could sense some kind of judgment around people that do have a lot of money. To me, if I've got millions of pounds, do you know what? I am doing so much good in this world. I'm quite a simple person. I'm not bothered about designer shoes or handbags, really. You know, I like to look nice, but those things don't really bother me. Yes, I've got my house in, you know, I know that that's all, you know, that is important. But I want to be a millionaire because I want to give, I want to share that wealth freely. And I want to teach people how to create that. But I'm going first because I'm on that journey. But to me, I feel like a millionaire now.
Yes.
I don't feel like a millionaire then. I am a millionaire now because, like you said, I've got love. I wake up every morning, I breathe, I've got this body, you know. So, yeah, I do think that it's not a case of like one or the other. It's about have it all. And why not?
Yeah. It is interesting, money, on the subject of money and people's beliefs around money, because I've worked with some people and very interesting. One of my clients said, you know, she views people that have a lot of money as selfish.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Which I found that really fascinating, and people's viewpoints when they do see people with money.
Yeah.
And when I had a friend who actually sold a business for a lot of money, and he watched people change around him. It is interesting, the whole money thing.
But I guarantee you the people changed around him because of his own beliefs about how people would act, and they responded accordingly.
Yeah.
You know, because it is. But it's funny when people say money's selfish, but there was always selfish people. So you've got selfish people with money and without money.
Yeah.
Money makes you more of who you already are, I believe. If you're a selfish person, you have lots of money, you're probably going to remain selfish. But for me, you know, I'd give someone my last pound, so I'll be the same with whatever money I've got. So, but then, you know, if people are, because it's a judgment and it's a limitation. So this is where I look at it, is that if you just want abundance of exciting opportunities, people, love, adventures, then money isn't separate to that. Money is just that. So if you were like having all of that but you haven't got any money, then it's your limiting beliefs about money. Why not open that up and have an abundance of all good things, which includes money?
Yeah.
Well, it's money. I mean, money. Money makes the world go round. It does.
It's
That's
our 3D world.
It is.
We need it in this 3D world.
Yeah. And for me, money. I mean, I've got less money now than I've had since I was in my 20s. That's just because we finished a business when and that's where we are. But actually, I am more abundant with everything else than I've ever been in my entire life.
It's how you make things, you make things mean about it, isn't it?
It is. But for me, I know I'll have money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it doesn't bother me where we are at the minute, because I know that the money's
secret.
Coming.
But that is the secret, because if you desire it and you want it, but then you're not happy with what you've got now, then you're out of alignment with it. So
yeah, exactly, isn't it? And I suppose, money to me is freedom. Yeah, money's freedom, and it's sharing.
It's freedom, choice, giving.
Yeah.
Imagine multi-million pounds, and you can just. So again, if you're going to hoard and but that's not, because the whole thing that what I'm about is teaching about prosperity, and not even teaching, learning myself as a path to spiritual growth. Yeah. So if we believe that people are selfish, well, to me, that's something that as a spiritual person I would want to work on, because as a person that wants to be full of love and wholeness and just love everybody, because that's what I believe being spiritual is about, then if I've got a judgment on someone, then I'm not in alignment with me being the fullness of who I actually really am.
Yeah.
And it's all learning, because we will have stuff. I've had to do shadow stuff and I'm like, oh, that is horrible. It's not nice to bring up your shadows, but we've all got it within us.
Yes.
All.
Of course.
To be selfish, to be generous, to do it all.
Of course we have. Absolutely. I mean, that's the whole point of being human, isn't it?
Yes.
To have the experiences. And we live in a world of duality.
Yes. Yeah.
How can you not have both of those?
Yeah, and that's the whole point of it, isn't it? That's why we're
here,
isn't it? To learn all these things, I mean.
And it isn't nice, is it?
No, it's not.
And we were just talking with the lady earlier on today, and we were talking about how uncomfortable it can to address your shadow.
Is.
But how can you work with joy and love if you've not addressed all of the other things that are holding us back and keeping us locked up in places that we don't really want to be?
No, it's true. And the thing is that all of those aspects will always be within us. It's like, that's why, when people say your desires, that, your desires are already yours. That's the name of my new podcast.
I like that.
It's already yours, because one of my things is about creating radical faith and belief. And what more belief can you have that it's actually already yours? The reason why it's already yours is because everything is within us. All of the things, good and bad, it's not separate. Nothing is outside of us. It's all within. And when we tap into the frequency of what we want to create and we maintain it, which is not always easy, things attract to us. But just going back to your point about, the separateness, that some people think that money is different to friendships and relationships. It isn't. It's all the same. It's just energy. It's literally all the same. Yeah.
Well, they say that your external world is a reflection of your inner world. So inside there's a world, and then whatever is going on in your world, that's what you're going to see.
If someone comes to me and says, I'm creating this, then, I will always guide them. Look at what you're creating. If you want to know what your limiting beliefs are, look at what you're creating.
Yes.
Because it will show you. It's a perfect reflection of your sense of self, your consciousness, your beliefs, the thoughts that you are giving attention to, a focus, what you're concentrating on. It's just, it's never ever wrong, is it?
Well, it's not. No. You can look at the status of your friends. Are all your friends out of work? Are they all skint? That's a good indication of where your beliefs are about money. I mean, the signs are outside.
Yeah. We've just got to look at them, haven't we? Really, and have that self-awareness. But it's so interesting, and to me, it's powerful. It's so powerful to know that you are the creator, the co-creator of your reality. It's all within you. It is already yours. And so for me, what I've really been leaning into, even though I already knew this, but when you just know something on a deeper level, it's really that it's just a frequency. Yes. The people around us, just a frequency, what we're creating. And if we want to create something different, we just got to change that frequency. Yeah. And like I said, not just got to. It is dedication, it is discipline to constantly keep choosing it. And I'll just give you another little, because when you said I did it my way.
Yeah.
There's a little process that I learned, and it's really about finding, if you look at one of your specific desires, and then you kind of imagine what you would say to yourself when you've done it. It's happened. And to me, mine is, I did it. I did it. So what I do now is just throughout the day, I'm like, I did it. I did it, because that's the frequency of what I would be on when the thing happened. So I just choose to be like to myself, I did it.
Oh, I love that. Do you know what I'd say? You're a fucking legend.
Yes.
What would you say?
What would I say?
Yeah, come on, you've got it. You've done it.
I don't know.
Go on, you do. Go on, feel it. Feel it. You've got it.
I made it.
Yes.
That's it.
And you say it constantly, and it shifted things so much because you actually just take, and even when, and like I was saying yesterday, I had a bit of a dip, and you're just feeling a bit, hormones, and, so you're not going to have those, but still quietly, even through my tiredness and my bit of a grumpiness, I'm still like, I did it. I did it. So it's not as some days, but it's still, we don't have to be high vibrational positive all of the time.
No, well, we can't be, can we?
Especially when you're like us and you've got so much energy.
Yeah.
I wear myself out.
Yeah.
Do you get tired? I tire myself out.
Yeah.
So for anybody that's listening who is entrepreneur and they've got like a spiritual business, what sort of 2-3 key things could they start with thinking about or get started on?
Revisit the desire. What is it that you actually want, and where in your life are you not in alignment with that? Are you selling something? Are you marketing in a certain way? Are you working with certain people? Are your clients not? What is not lighting you up? What is not part of that? And cut the dead wood, which is not always easy, and that's why we do need people to guide us through these things. So that would be the first thing, reconnect to that desire, because without that energy of that desire, you're not going to pull yourself through the obstacles. Secondly is conviction. Just get convicted. What I would say to people is you already know. You already know what to do. You're asking everyone else. You're going on Google. You're asking ChatGPT, and you know the answers. Just go into yourself. What am I doing next? And be convicted that that is the next step and the key to unlocking everything. And just have that conviction.
That's it, isn't it? You're so right there, because I know, And then I asked ChatGPT.
Yes. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. And again, with conditioning, it's just that self-trust, isn't it? And again, that's something I'm really leaning into personally. Really, I know the answers.
Yes.
You know, and what it's like with people. Most people these days have learned something about manifestation. Just take what you know and be convicted in that. You know, so for example, if you just know, well, I know my beliefs create my reality. If your beliefs create your reality and you know that, then what are you going to choose to believe? Because if you knew that doing this one thing is going to create what you want, then why don't we do it? You know.
Do you know what? You are great. I feel like a warrior goddess.
Yes.
Do you know what you remind me
you're
of?
making me feel like.
Your energy reminds me of the new upcoming roller coaster at Alton Towers, and I want to get on it now.
That's it. That's how I. Yes,
I love
that's
that.
How I feel.
And that is, I'm glad, because that's
Yeah.
what I want people to feel, you know, when
Yes.
being in my presence and energy. And I think that, you know, it is that conviction and just faith. It's already yours. Just remember that and act accordingly.
Yeah. Wow.
What type of people do you have come and see you?
All sorts of people. I do get a lot of coaches, graphic designers, website people, authors, yoga teachers, just a whole real, you know, like beauty people. Not as much. It is a lot of coaches, a lot of healers, a lot of people in that kind of space. Yeah, it's a range, really.
Yeah.
And behind all the work that you do, who is Emily?
Me, I'm actually, even though I'm very loud, I'm such like a quiet, I'm quiet. Well, I don't know what. No, I am quiet sometimes. But yeah, I feel like I am someone that really holds that duality. You know, like I'm that loud, excited person, and I'm also just really simple and quiet and like to be in bed with a book watching Harry Potter.
Yeah, exactly.
But who am I? That's such a hard question, isn't it? I know who I am as a spiritual being, but who are we? Well, we are who we say we are. So I could be anyone I want to be, really.
Yeah,
True.
exactly.
That's true.
Yeah.
But on the whole, I'm a divine being. I'm infinite. I'm immortal. I am God force energy.
Wow.
Yes.
See, there's that power thing again.
Yeah.
There's lots of power words. I love them.
Wow.
I really do.
I like that. I am
Yeah.
immortal.
Yeah, I am immortal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. You know what, though? I think sometimes we can be really loud and really vivacious, but how we recharge is...
Yes.
You know, and that's
Oh,
the introvert, isn't it?
yeah.
People always think you're an extrovert, but actually it's how you recharge
I am
determines
quite-
whether you're extrovert or introvert.
Yeah. And I don't get out a lot. So when I'm around people, I'm like, oh, people.
Yeah.
But I love to be at home relaxing. I love
Yeah.
to meditate. I love to create worlds in my mind and, you
Yeah.
know. So, yeah.
I think
quite
that's
simple,
great.
really.
So where do you work? Do you work online with people? Do you work one-to-one in person?
All online
or-
these
Yeah.
days.
Yeah.
I used to do like in-person events. And
Yeah.
I haven't done one for a while, but yeah, all online mostly.
Yeah.
at
Do you
the
do
moment.
talks?
I do talks, but I haven't done one for a while. So, you know, if the opportunity comes
Oh, it's
along.
coming along,
yes.
don't you worry. That's
Yes, I'm always open to talk
Yeah.
but and be around people, you know, like I said, don't get out much. Invite me anywhere, I'll come.
No, I think it's great. I think you need to do the empowering women circuit, or empowering everybody, not just
Yes.
women, but you know, everybody, because you really do have that.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
energy. And I'm just going to say to the audience here, me and Kerry are like ready to get up with our wands and our warriorness and go take on the universe, not just the world, the universe. So if you feel you need that in your life, you need this girl. Literally.
I love that. Thank
Yeah.
you. It's been so lovely. I love this little setup.
Love your energy.
Thank
It's been
you.
amazing. Yeah.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you so much. Thank you for having me.
No, you're more than welcome. More than
Brilliant.
welcome.
Where can people find you?
Instagram, shall I give my handle? Or
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I was going to say the wrong one then.
Yeah.
This is my moment. I know. The real Emily Hill. I changed
Yeah.
it recently. Instagram, Facebook, just my name.
Yeah.
I don't really do so much on Facebook. Instagram, TikTok, the
Yeah.
real Emily Hill as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, coming over. It would be great to have you on.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm not actually finished.
I know.
not finished?
Look at me. I'm just
No,
wrapping things
no.
up.
But they can edit it anyway, it's fine. But I was just going to ask one other thing.
Yeah,
and it was,
ask away, I love
it was
this.
kind of, what do you really love? You know, we're talking about love and doing what you love. What do you really love?
Do you know what I really love? I love learning.
Yeah.
I love speaking. I love writing. I love creating. My work that I do in the world is what I love to do. So I wake up in the morning. First of all, I love a cup of tea in the morning. So I wake up nice and early. I love a cup of tea. I love to read. I love to journal. I love to contemplate and reflect. Like I am just, my work isn't a separate thing. It's just who I am.
What are you reading?
What am I reading? I'm actually reading, do you know, the film is called A Discovery of Witches, but it's called something else on the book, All Soul.
There's 3 of them.
Yes.
They're magic.
Yes. So I'm reading that at the moment.
No.
Have you not read? Have you watched the series?
The series is amazing.
No, I don't.
Oh my God.
I've watched it 20 times.
Harry, we won't see you for days.
Well,
It's so good.
What is it on? Which?
I think it's on. So
It's
I've
on
got a dodgy something.
Sky. It's not on Netflix. It's on Sky.
Oh, it's on Sky.
But
I haven't got Sky. Oh, yeah.
But yes, I'm reading that at the moment. But I've also got probably about 20 other books that I read. I love the people that I love reading is like old school, like Charles Fillmore. He's like from the Unity Church, but it's really about like creation, but from not a religious, spiritual, all different spirit. It's very hard to explain.
Yeah.
But people that have wrote books like 100 years ago, that's the kind of books that I like.
And why didn't you like the book The Secret?
I don't like The Secret. I don't know. I've never read it, so I can't tell you if I like it or not. I don't know. I think it's a great gateway for people because I think that a lot of people that was not spiritual at all, you know, but to me, it's just never drawn to me and probably, I don't want to sound like an idiot, but probably just a bit of a basic overview of things and just not in alignment, you know. But I think it's a good book for people to read. It just wasn't for me. But I mean, I just read and read and read. I'm like a proper bookworm.
Yeah.
But I love going to the gym as well. I'm into like my workout stage. I keep showing people my muscles, but they're not very impressed. So I'm like to my kids, do you like my muscles? They're like, yes, great, Mum. I love walking nature. You know, my kids obviously love them.
Yeah. Wow. Now we really have run out of time.
Yes.
So we've got the love question in.
Yes.
Thank you so much,
Pleasure.
Emily.
Thank you so
Your
much.
energy is amazing.
Oh, thank you.
We're going to go and crack the universe now. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Emily.
Thank you.